This episode is about a movie I just recently watched. It's called Jackie, and it basically covers the days following John F. Kennedy's assassination, and specifically how his wife deals with the aftermath. But before we get into that, play that intro! Welcome to the very first episode of Observations of a Black Man, where I, a black man, make observations and talk about them in front of a camera. And if you find it interesting, you can like and subscribe and share with your friends. This episode, like I said before in the intro, I wanted to talk about Jackie, but specifically about a couple of scenes that I found very interesting. She had just lost her husband in a fatal gunshot wound to the head in the car. And, with the suggestion of her brother, Kennedy's brother, she decides to talk to a priest about, just to let that grief out. And the conversation, they have several conversations over the course of the movie. But the one that really struck me was, the conversation went like this. Jackie asked him, she said, "Was God in the bullet that killed Jack?" And the priest said, "Absolutely." And then Jackie said, "And is he in me now?" And the priest said, "Of course he is." And then Jackie's kind of mad. She's like, "Well, that's a funny game he plays, hiding all the time." And then the priest says, "The fact that we don't always understand him isn't funny at all." And then the priest goes on to tell her this parable. And it's basically the story of this blind man that Jesus and his disciples come across. And then they see the blind man and they ask Jesus, "What caused this man's blindness? Was it his sin or the sins of his parents?" And Jesus said, "Neither this man nor his parents sinned, but rather this happened to him so that the works of God can be displayed through him." And then Jesus did some funny stuff where he spat on the ground and he mixed it up into mud and plastered it on his face, and he went to wash it off, and he could see again. So the priest used this as an allegory to Jackie, telling her that her current state is like the blind man's state. She's blind right now, and the tragedy has happened to her so that the works of God can be displayed through her. Now, what those works of God in Jackie's case are, I don't know. The priest doesn't know, Jackie doesn't know, nobody knows, right? But it was just to let her, trust in God that he has a plan for whatever was going on in her life. I actually find this interesting because sometimes, bad things happen to good people, and they're like, "What did I do now? Maybe I go to church every Sunday. I pray. I read my Bible every day. Which kind of life is this now? What kind of tragedy is this?" But it's always important to know that, like Job or like Jackie or whatever, sometimes bad things happen so that the works of God can be displayed through you. It could happen, immediately. It could happen 5 years down the line. It could happen maybe not even in your lifetime. Maybe it's for somebody else, But you just have to understand that sometimes we have to take things as they are and trust that God knows what he's doing. Okay, go watch the movie. It's a well shot movie. It's well edited. Natalie Portman killed the acting. She's amazing in the role of Jackie. And the director is Pablo Larraín. He's from Chile, so it's a very slow-paced movie. It has this European aesthetic to it. It's a fantastic movie. I highly recommend that you go watch it. But it's got some really nice themes to it too, and I enjoyed seeing that aspect of the movie delve into theological themes as well. So that's it for me. I hope you like the video. I could be talking about anything next time, or if you have suggestions, you can leave them in the comments below. Goodbye.